I'm not so happy. What now?
No way! I saved you a dog! You gonna munch this or what? Going? Out of here! Chill, Rumi.
Sonic Hedgehog! La 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 la!
Man, I had no clue old Ant wanted a chili dog that bad.
Blue streak speeds by. Sonic the Hedgehog, too fast for the naked eye. Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic, he can really move. Sonic, he's got an attitude. Sonic, he's the fastest thing alive. Look out when he storms through. Sonic the Hedgehog, don't doubt what he can do. Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic, he can really move. Sonic, he's got an attitude. Sonic, he's the fastest thing alive. He's the fastest thing alive. He's the fastest thing alive.
Hello and welcome to Pixels in the Animation. This is episode 77. I am, of course, TFG and Mike, and joining me is TV's Mr. Neil. Yep, we need beer. And just when we thought Sonic couldn't get any worse, hold my beer. You know, folks, I gotta say, you know, we've got this episode and the next week's episode for the final part of this series, and it is getting better. It's not as bad as it was.
But when you set the bar low, anything can get better.
And as I've said in episode 71 to 76, my problem with this series is not that it tries to be dark and fails a lot of the time. It's not that the animation is bad, because most of the time I'm just like you half the time. If I see Optimus Prime turn blue, I'm going to notice it. So it's one of those things where if I saw Sonic turn red, and they start calling him Knuckles, I would notice it. You know what I mean? And I didn't notice any of that in this entire series. And, the voice cast, I liked it. I mean, okay, yes, say what you will about Urkel, but I mean, after a while, his attitude did kind of calm down, especially in these last few episodes. He still had...
I can understand why they cast him, because he does sound pretty good as Sonic.
Mm. So, yeah, we've got, 3 episodes today? 3 or 4? I forget. There's too many episodes. Yeah, there's 3 episodes today. We're going to talk about Dulcy, the Void, and the Odd Couple. Really? They did an Odd Couple? Really? Oh, my God.
Can two bachelors live together without driving each other crazy?
Oh, my God.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what you think it is.
Oh, uh-huh. You know what the funny thing is? I thought it was, once again, I say this a lot to you, because we're going to eventually probably end up doing this, but can we just please talk about Looney Tunes? And I'm serious here, because... No, I'm serious, because we're not into the episode stuff yet, but it is just general chat here. It was one of those things where, when I watched the Odd Couple episode of the Sad AM series, the first thing I thought of was the dog and the skunk Looney... You know which one I'm talking about, right? They're in the middle of winter. it's the middle of winter. The dog has the cabin. The skunk comes upon the cabin because the dog went out, and it's a back and forth of them getting thrown into the lake and getting sick, and getting to the point where
okay, I remember that.
You know what I'm talking? Where the skunk is trying to nuke the dog with his tail, and because they're sick, they can't do anything to each other, and they just end up curling up and spooning in bed.
I think it's the earliest Pepe Le Pew cartoon.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was supposed to be Pepe or not, because I only know Pepe as, the woman-loving stalker that he is.
He was possibly not named Pepe yet, but it was definitely him. He's just a little off-model.
He's very, very off-model. And I swear, folks, if you tune in over on Tooncast Beyond, probably when we get past episode 95, I think, Neil and I are probably going to do some random Looney Tunes episodes, because, the Looney Tunes are awesome. Mm-hmm. So we've got these 3 episodes today.
One of them is a double episode, so it's basically 4.
Oh, that's right.
The
Odd Couple and Rebecca. That's right. Yeah. Okay, technically it's 4, but it's one. It's 2 11-minute cartoons for the Odd Couple and Rebecca, because it's a 22-minute. They didn't break those up in the playlist that you sent me, so So technically, we do have 4 here. Really, honestly, out of the 2 of them, the Odd Couple's better. Yeah. but yeah, we got first episode up today is Dulcy, and this is all about Dulcy the dragon. She is summoned to a dragon mating ground as Robotnik seeks to roboticize the remainder of her species. And Antoine was not in this episode.
Thank God. Although, unfortunately, Dulcy was.
Dulcy's not... Okay, she's annoying, but she's not as annoying as Antoine can be at times. She's
approaching Yoshi levels here.
Really?
Remember how annoying Yoshi was in the Mario World cartoon? I don't like her.
So what you're saying to me is that she is the combined form of Yoshi and Uktar?
Possibly.
Oh my God. Yoshi and Uktar. Oh my God. I almost wish Uktar was in the game.
Oh no.
I know they made him up just for that series, but oh my God.
Don't give the ROM hackers ideas. You know what? There are already hacks of Sonic 1 and 2 where they put Sally Acorn and Bunny Rabbit into the game.
No, see, that's what I was going to ask you. So, in the first 2 Sonic games, because let's face it, that's basically when this cartoon series came after both games, obviously, but that's basically kind of what, especially once you have Tails in there, in the cartoon. It's obviously after the second game. Are all of these woodland creatures that are here in the cartoon series supposed to be some sort of amalgamation or some sort of homage to all the little woodland creatures that jump out of each of the contraptions at the end of each of the levels in the 2 original games?
Yes, because if you look at them, there is one that looks like Sally Acorn. There is one that looks like Bunny Rabbit. They're like cuter woodland creatures. They're like little Disney woodland creatures. They're not like the attitude versions you see in the cartoon. Yeah. And there are also walrus characters, and I think there's a fox or whatever the hell Antoine's supposed to be.
He's a fox.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a fox.
But there are no dragons.
No dragons.
What the fuck? Where did that even come from? Why is there a dragon in this cartoon?
And the sad thing is, all I can think of is Eddie Murphy. Dragon, not a lizard. I don't do that tongue thing. That's all I can think of. Oh my God.
Here's what bothers me about Dulcy. She's taking the role of Tails of being the child character, and that's annoying the crap out of me, because Tails is way more tolerable than Dulcy.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the thing of it is there are certain episodes where Tails, is missing from the episode.
Including this episode.
No, he's in this one, I think, isn't he?
Is he? I don't remember him. I don't know. I think I tried to just tune this episode out. My brain is already erasing it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I bet between this episode and next week's episode, Neil's brain is going to erase everything about this cartoon.
Yeah, what were we watching? Who are you?
Yeah, who are you? So Robotnik is sleeping on the job. What the hell? Like, seriously? We really needed to see that guy in his pajamas? Really?
Got me.
And can we please talk about the opening title sequence? I love the theme song to this show. But the opening title sequence, close to the end, when Sally swings in and puts in the computer virus, just like, you know, Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum did with the aliens. You know, after she does that and it initiates the countdown, she swings out and Sonic is running. And instead of her, and obviously I know it's Sonic, he's got super speed, blah, blah, blah. Instead of her swinging in and saving him and pushing him out of the way or something, she swings right into his damn arms and he runs off in the open. This happens in every single one of these opening title sequences. And I'm like, really? You're going to show her being a kick-ass female-type character that can stand up to almost anybody, but yet you're going to have her swing into the arms of the lead character of the series? Really?
Well, she's not the titular character. So.
I know she's not, but, I mean, if you look at her and you look at Sonic, she's always giving him shit. Mm-hmm. You know, and she's always the more responsible. Let's face it, Sonic is not the most... He's responsible, but he's not the most responsible character in this show. He would rather, you know, run fast and eat chili dogs at the same time than, you know, I don't know. So yeah, Dulcy, I like that they tried to give her a backstory. And I thought, you know, once we saw the mother dragon thing that Robotnik captured, wasn't that Dulcy's mother?
It possibly was.
I could have sworn that was, because they show this part of the episode with the flashback of Dulcy when she was a kid or something or other, because she has all these mystical, magical, you know, fire. Dragons always, most dragons in fictional history have fire breath, but not a lot of them have ice breath and you know, smog coming out of their nose and, you know, all that. And I could have sworn in the flashback that it was the same dragon character giving Dulcy up or doing something with Dulcy, or I don't know. And because at the end, the older female dragon kind of has a tear in her eye, and I'm like, oh, well, that must be her mother. I don't know. I don't know.
Very possible.
Yeah, very possible. Anything else you did or did not like about Dulcy's episode?
Is this the one where they gave her knee pads at the end of the episode?
Yeah, because she was complaining about the landings.
Okay, those knee pads. They only show up in one goddamn episode after this.
Yep.
And I'm going to complain about that when we get to it. Because goddamn it.
Were they a different color?
No, they weren't a different color, but it was only one episode, and it was in the one episode it should not have been in.
Oh, boy. All right, as always, we're going to save our ratings to the end, and we're just going to move on to The Void. When Sally and Bunny disappear, Sonic and Nicole rush to rescue them. Discovering the Void, within the Void, they encounter a mysterious wizard named Nagas, an old friend and of the long-lost king of Mobotropolis. Okay, so is this the episode that Sonic starts teaching Nicole to be cool?
Yes. Which is actually kind of funny.
It is hilarious because the effects of it, Sally's like, I really wish you wouldn't do that, Sonic. I really wish you wouldn't teach her that stuff, you know? And after this episode, in the remainder of them, in the remaining 4 episodes, you can kind of see the difference of how Nicole's personality is between when she's interacting with Sally and when she's interacting with Sonic. And I just thought that was so cool.
I love how Sally's like, what did you do?
I know, right? Like, you know, it's the worst thing in the world that he, you know, gave Nicole some personality.
Yes. an obnoxious personality, which makes it funny.
Okay, so the Void. All right, so there was something in this one that the whole thing with the king. So part of this plot is that Nagas cannot, even with Sonic's speed, he cannot get out of the Void unless he uses Sonic's speed, but he knows Sonic is not going to take him out of the Void. So he, gets his sewing machine out, sews a king costume, and dresses up as Sally's dad at a really, really bad cosplay convention, and basically lies to Sonic and has Sonic bring him out. He is then revealed to be Nagas, but the real king is still back in the Void. First thing I thought of was, hello, have these writers and producers seen Captain N, the Game Master, The Mirror World?
Yeah.
I swear to God, that's the first thing I thought of.
Well, we made that reference already, much earlier.
Yeah.
But what I do like about Nagas is that he ends up being not really a good guy, but he ends up being, acceptable to an acceptable ally.
Yeah, he's not a villain. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
even though he looks like a villain.
He seems a little out for revenge, but he's okay with Sonic going back and saving his friends. He's like, look, I'll set you free. Go save your friends. Let me handle Robotnik. And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's nice. Thanks, Michael Bell.
Hey,
it was Michael Bell.
I know it was. Leave Prowl alone. Actually, you know what? The Nagas voice actually doesn't remind me of Prowl. It actually reminds me of Swoop a little more.
Yeah, it's a little bit of Swoop. It sounded most like his Insecticon Bombshell voice.
Yeah, there you go. That works. Hey, you can never have too many bombshells, right?
Yeah.
Let's see what else. And I love the ending with Sonic and Nicole in this. It's just so funny. Absolutely love it. And for the show that should be the dark Sonic, the fact that I'm saying it's funny should tell you something, folks.
Is Nicole officially the best character in the show now?
I think yeah. I would have to say so. Yeah. If I was gonna rate my top 3 characters, it would be Nicole, Tails, and Sonic.
Pretty much.
I mean, I like Sally, I like Rotor, and I like, I like Antoine, but not when he's trying to be the annoying Prince Charming fox that's going to eat Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother type. Oh, my princess, oh this, oh that, I want you, no, Antoine, just don't. But when we talk about him later, I really start to love Antoine because of the comedy that Rob Paulson put into that voice performance, because oh my god, it's just so. And just imagine, that's fucking whack. That's fucking Yakko. It's so. Anything else on the Void for you? Anything you liked or didn't like from the Void?
This is probably one of the best episodes we've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I'm just gonna put that out there. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. So moving on, we're going to talk about The Odd Couple Out and Rebecca. Right as I was watching this episode, excuse me, while I nearly choke on something, I don't know what. Right as I was watching this episode, I'm like, ooh, this is a double. I got to screen cap this so I can prove to Neil that...
No, I know.
I knew you knew, but I just wanted to. I'm like, here you go, double title card. I've never seen that before in my life.
I've never seen any other show do a double title card. It's like usually if it's a 2-story episode, as soon as the first story is done, they show the title card with the second. They don't put both titles on one card.
Yeah. And you guys can see that in the post when we put this episode up. So we got the odd couple. The odd couple here. Antoine is forced to share his house with Sonic after a failed landing from Dulcy destroys the Hedgehog's home. And we should say that this is during the biggest snowstorm that Knothole has ever seen, apparently.
Yeah.
So,
and this is where we see Dulcy's knee pads.
Yes.
For the only time in the remainder of the series. in this goddamn episode.
And didn't she land on her butt this time, though?
Yeah, she did, so it was pointless.
I know. Missing from this one is Uncle Chuck, Dr. Robotnik, and Snively. So this was not, obviously, this is one of the one-off episodes, folks. But this is one of the one-off episodes of the series that I actually enjoy. Because the two personalities of Sonic and Antoine are just hilarious. I don't know, because back in those days, I'm not sure how much of certain shows, I know a lot of voice acting shows, a lot of it nowadays is ensemble, where they have the whole cast in one booth and whatever, and things like that, in one giant room. I don't know how much that was back in the early 90s, because you got to think, this came out in 93, 94, they must have been producing this anywhere between late 90 to probably late 92, at some point during those 3 years. Or maybe after the first or the second game came out. And it's one of those things where if this was an ensemble voice cast recording, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall watching Jaleel fucking White and Rob Paulson go back and forth as Sonic and Antoine, because that would have been hilarious to see them actually doing it in the booth. I almost want to give this one as my favorite episode of the series. I really do.
Not me. I don't know. This whole episode got two stories in one episode, and they're both goddamn Antoine episodes. I was like, no. How dare you?
The first one I like. The Odd Couple I like.
It was okay. Well, I've seen this formula done funnier.
Oh, I'm sure. The original television series, obviously. But it's one of those things where Sonic is one way and Antoine is the other way. And I thought it was very funny simply because it's Rob Paulson. That's really why I thought it was so funny. It was because of the comedy that he put into it. And like I said, this is pretty much both of these episodes are essentially, one-off, one-shot type of cartoons. They have nothing to do that develops the story that they have been setting up. They're just like, oh hey, we need a week where we need to have people laugh at our show.
This is totally a filler episode.
It is. I'm not gonna sit here and try to defend it, but even though it is a filler episode, I still love the Odd Couple episode.
Power Glide's girlfriend.
No, it is no. How dare you? No. I will fly to your state right now and I will punch you right in the mouth. Hell no. Hell to the fucking no. There's no fucking way you can compare at least the Odd Couple. There's no way you can compare the Odd Couple to maybe Rebecca I can see, but no. There's no way in hell you can compare that to fucking... No, the girl who loved Power Glide. Oh my god.
Rebecca is more like Bot.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right. I won't begrudge you that. But the girl who loved Power Glide. How dare you? Oh my god, I hate that episode. That might be okay. Everybody always bitches and complains about Season 3 and how stupid Season 3 ended up being in some of the episodes. I would rather watch any bad Season 3 episode than ever watch The Girl Who Loved Power Glide ever again. I would rather watch Carnage in C Minor on repeat.
You are sick.
Watch.
That's like the worst episode.
No, it's not.
That's
it's a bad episode. I will admit it is a bad episode, but I enjoy it because it's a bad episode. But I enjoy it because it's Blaster and it's kind of sort of Soundwave and okay, yes, we did get them in the Headmasters thing, but I was never, as a kid, I never knew about the Headmasters stuff. So whatever we got that was the US stuff, that was my thing, and that's always been my thing. So Carnage in C Minor was finally, oh my god, it's Blaster and Soundwave. Even though they're not actually fighting each other, it's still dealing with music. It's dealing with them. It's, we didn't really have one of those before, but how the hell you say the Odd Couple is like Girl Who Loved Power Glide? Oh my god.
Anyway,
Rebecca. Oh God, Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, I'm like, Rotor, why are you trying to make a female lab assistant?
Yeah, really.
This looks kind of suspicious.
Yeah. Rotor to me, because we didn't really get a lot in this series, even to this point, and obviously we're not going to get much more because the continuity stuff starts in the next episode next week when we, talk about the rest of the series. But Rotor, we never really got too much character development with him. We never really got too much background with him. He's just kind of the mechanic that's there, and sometimes he can be goofy. He's kind of like Wildcat from Tailspin.
Kind of.
I mean, really, he's not as he's not as doofus-like as Wildcat. Because, let's face it, folks, Wildcat in Tailspin is a big doofus. But yeah, he goes and creates Rebecca, and Rebecca ends up falling in love with Antoine because Antoine has a beautiful French accent.
See, that's the thing. It's not just that he's making a female robot. He's making a very amorous female robot.
Yeah. And honestly, she isn't even that pretty, to be honest with you. I mean, I know it's a robot and all that stuff, but look. I can show you a picture of RC in like a porn pose from one of the G1 episodes that looks hotter than this chick.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, I'm not even going to put her on the sexy scale because she doesn't belong on it.
No.
But, she sounds like... You know who she sounds like? She sounds like Rosemary, the telephone operator. Like, hello?
Yeah.
Oh, Hong Kong Phooey.
Oh no, that's just wrong.
I don't think it's the same actress, but it sounds like her.
Oh my God.
There's no documentation. I can't figure out who voiced this character.
Oh, damn. I don't understand why there wouldn't be any document. You would think that somebody somewhere would document that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Rebecca episode was severely one-off, filler of the week. Was not very, very good at all.
It's like a bad Pepe Le Pew cartoon.
Yeah. And there are a couple of bad Pepe Le Pew cartoons, but not too many. Most of those are more funny than anything else. At least they try to be. When they're not basically showing you that he is actually a stalker.
A stinky Frenchman who doesn't age very well in today's oversensitive PC culture.
Yeah, no. Okay. Oh my God. You're gonna die, dude. I found it. I know who did. I know who voiced her, and you're going to just die. Hopefully you like this voice actress, but it's April Winchell that voices Rebecca.
April Winchell.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who she is.
Paul Winchell's
daughter.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. So we didn't really talk about this last time. I meant to bring this up. I said that the Sonic cartoon had another staple of TGIF in it, whereas obviously Jaleel White, a.k.a. Urkel, is the adult Sonic. It has a sister-sister connection. Their younger brother, Taj Mowry, was the voice of young Sonic when they went back in time to see the kids. Jeez. Yeah. So funny. But yes, this double episode, it's okay. Like I said, I like The Odd Couple more than Rebecca. So there is that. And I think that's going to do it for us. So we're going to take a quick break, come back with final ratings and other stuff after this.
Dulcy the superhero webcomic. Dulcy's got superhero antics and sexy girls. For action, comedy, mayhem, and more, read it now at Dulcyan.com. DASIEN.com.
So we are back here on Pixels in the Animation, episode 77, talking more Sonic cartoons, and it is time to rate the episodes. Dulcy, I'll give it a 2.5. I like that they tried to give her continuity and backstory, but the comedy kind of fell flat for me. What about you?
1. I don't like Dulcy.
Alright, and this is where I break Neil's brain, folks. The Void. This is kind of where the continuity picked up again, kind of where it leads us to, the end of the series. I gotta give it a 5. I really do. Because it was really, I thought it was well written, well acted, the plot made sense. There were no weird, plot devices. There's no matrix of leadership or anything like that. So what about you for The Void?
I'll give it a 3.5.
Alright. The Odd Couple. This is where he's gonna break his brain, folks. I'm not gonna apologize. Sorry, not sorry. Whatever those internet kids say nowadays. I gotta give The Odd Couple a 5 just because of Rob Paulsen and his comedy stylings as Antoine in this. Because he gets more and more angry and more wild. And by the time he goes into the closet, which should really give you a hint as to the way Antoine leans, folks.
I am, how you say, coming out of the closet?
Oh my god. But yeah, I have to give The Odd Couple a 5. What about you?
I'll give it like a 1.5.
Really? Oh, come on.
I don't know. I didn't find the outrage funny. I thought it'd be funny if Sonic's. I would have found it funnier if Sonic being annoying was the joke. Just because there's so many funny things you can do with someone being absolutely annoying and getting under someone's skin. Mm-hmm. And that's where I think the comedy should have been, and it wasn't. It was just Rob Paulsen screaming for the latter half of the episode.
And Rebecca is the final episode of the day. I gotta give it a 1.5.
0.
I do not even care about Bride of Frankenstein, Lab Assistant. And we didn't even talk about the whole wordplay where Rotor was trying to get her to say the right proper verbiage and phrasing of that, she is his lab assistant, not the other way around. That was so just dumb. Alright, let people know where they can get your webcomic Decian, please.
Decian.com.
Alright, you can find me at TFG and Mike on Twitter. What is your Twitter?
P. Lynn Bailey.
Follow us on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Geekcast Radio Network. You can also check out Decian Comic over there on Facebook as well. Be sure to visit the websites geekcastradio.com and thisweekingeek.net. Also, there's a bunch of great content on both websites. And tune in next time when we talk about the last 4 episodes of Sonic the Hedgehog. Those being Cry of the Wolf, Droodhenge. Oh boy. I think I'd rather watch a Decepticon Raider in King Arthur's Court. Spy Hog, and the Doomsday Project, or the Doomsday Project. Yeah.
Let's all sing the Doom song.
Yes. Let's not say we did. So that's going to do it for us here on Pixels in the Animation, episode 77. Join us next time and help us find the pixels in the animation.
Later.